What is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I'm once joined by Canadian Yorker. And today we are recapping the Monday Night Raw that took place on September 9th, 2024. Monday Night Raw in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Once again, it's in Canada, the home in the land of Gene, Canadian Yorker. It seems like
Woo.
WWE is going to be in a lot of. There's been a lot of, shows and pay per views that's been in Canada. Yeah. So Canadian Yorker, how's it going tonight?
Doing well tonight. It's a lot of things going on. A lot, very busy week for me and myself and yourself. But all in all, it's great to come back again here and talk about WWE wrestling and woo woo. WWE's in Canada. Gotta big up Canada. And I know, Bad Blood. I think it's going to be in Canada. So can't wait to see that happen,
No,
man.
Bad Blood is not going to be in Canada. It's going to be Atlanta, Georgia. So
Yeah, not Bad Blood. There's another event happening in Canada. I forgot, but
yeah.
no, that's. Can't wait for that to happen. So
All right, and yes, like Canadian Yorker says, it is the road to Bad Blood. Which this show, the result of this show, we got three matches now that were announced. We're gonna talk about later. But anyways, let's get started for the first match. So we didn't have any opening segments, to my surprise. Usually, it's been like open segment after open segment, but we just have the first match of the evening of the Monday Night Raw. We got American Made, Brutus Creed, Chad Gable, Ivy Nile, and Julius Creed versus the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis, Erick of Roman, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross in a mixed street fight. So this was a great match. I actually did not watch Monday Night Raw. I only watched parts of it, just not a lot of it. But I kind of missed out because I was like doing some stuff. But talking about this match, it was crazy because Nikki Cross, I think, didn't really show up until later on the match when it was Ivy Nile trying to get something from under the ring, and you can actually see Nikki Cross like straight up. You can actually see Nikki Cross's without the mask, and you can see, yeah, that's definitely Nikki Cross. It's Nikki Cross actual regular state. It's her face. You can see her regular face, but she still looked like an iconic crazy person. But it's funny. So while Ivy Nile was taking something out of the ring, Nikki Cross freaked the shit out, scared the shit out of her, and Ivy Nile was like, okay, this and backed off. And there were a lot of tables set up. I know Josie Gaffney went through a table. It was an angle slam by Chad Gable for the table, and I think it was Dexter Lumis that hit Brutus Creed into a table. I can't remember who went for it. It was an Avalanche. Yeah, Chad was a Avalanche Olympic Slam for the table. I think it was a little bit more. Um, it was uh, it was Roman suplexes Creed brothers. It was Nile cuts them off. American Man Slam for the table. Yes, and then it just went back and forth, and Chad Gable shifted to an ankle lock. Nia with the candlestick shots. Nikki pulled out of the ring and German suplex Gable. So we actually saw Nikki Cross German suplex Gable. That is impressive. Um, so,
wow.
and then drop kick to Ivy, dragon screw neck wipe off the apron and into the chairs. Chad Gable gets distracted from Uncle Howdy. I believe Uncle Howdy hit the sister Abigail. The Wyatt Six wins by pinfall with a dive from Dexter Lumis on Chad Gable. Wyatt Six defeats American Made in the street fight by pinfall. And I just feel bad for Chad Gable's team. They lost three matches in a row to the Wyatt Six, so that's just disappointing for them. But what are your thoughts on this street fight?
I thought with this street fight, it will make it more even for the Wyatts for American Wade Made. Honestly, American Made they should be a pretty dominant team because they are all very high tier, top cream of the crop wrestlers. Um, the Creed brothers were one of the, I mean, when they were running for the tag team champions, they were shown to be one of the best, title contenders for against the Judgment Day. They nearly took down the Judgment Day and Finn Balor and Damian Priest and to become the tag team champions. They were good. Honestly, they were pretty good. But for them to lose to the Wyatt Six, and Chad Gable is also a really good wrestler himself. I mean, he's actually a really good wrestler. But for him to go out like that, Ivy Nile, we saw how dangerous she was against Maxine Dupree because of her technical wrestling ability with her submissions. She could have easily put Nikki Cross to sleep, but honestly, Nikki Cross used her psychological warfare against Ivy Nile to scare the crap out of her. Um, so Wyatt Six just overpowered American Made. American Made needs to get their head in the game and not let Wyatt Six psych them out of the game because that's exactly what they're doing. They're showing themselves to be a really scary, creepy, scary group, but it's all flair and fluff with with uh, with the Wyatt Six. But I guess WWE wants to build up the Wyatt Six as a face group, so that's exactly what they're doing. But American Made, I wonder how American Made is going to come back from this. So just wondering.
All right, so moving on, we got our first segment of the evening of the Monday Night Raw. Like Finn Balor makes his entrance and get on mic. He says Damon Priest says they screwed him, but really he screwed the Judgment Day. He's been trying to hold Priest up, but the more he did, the more Damon held him down. They said they were supposed to be brothers. He said he should have been the World Heavyweight Championship. So apparently Finn is butthurt that he's still butthurt from losing to Seth twice. And but Priest was lurking behind his back with that briefcase. Damon Priest is pissed off and confronted Finn Balor, and he says ever since Balor broke up with the real Judgment Day, he's been wanting to drop his ass. But then Damon Priest gets um, even more pissed off, and would you say, would you know, Finn Balor says that's not how he goes. He's not his sidekick anymore, and he and Rhea are gonna fall on the same night because he wants him one on one at Bad Blood. And Damon Priest accepts, and that's official, guys. We are getting Damon Priest versus Finn Balor at Bad Blood, so can't wait for that match. But then Damon Priest gets jumped by Dominic Mysterio, JJ McDonagh, and Carlito. Um, Rhea Ripley tries to come down to save Priest, of course, but Liv Morgan is right behind her, and of course she's faking and wails on Liv Morgan and Dom with the crush. In the ring, games the number games had issues again once again as the Judgment Day destroy Rhea Ripley and Damon Priest. Liv Morgan hitting Rhea Ripley in the injured knee leg with the crutches, and then Dominic Mysterio started beating the shit out of Damon Priest with the crutches with gut shots. And Finn Balor was about to go for the coup de grace, but Jey Uso is here with a chair to make the save for the terror teams, and the Judgment Days are sent packing. So Jey Uso to the rescue, but I just don't understand. He could have came earlier, but we saw Rhea Ripley holding Jey Uso's hand, and people are like, "Oh my God, it's gonna be a love story!" Oh, but what are your thoughts on this?
Here's what I think. I think that Jey Uso, it's great that he's helping Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest out with the Judgment Day, but I think it's just too soon. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Just Jey Uso needs to be in a title contention. He should be facing. He should be facing. He should be in Sami Zayn's spot right now, facing Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. He should be fighting Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. This is the man who was contending with Roman Reigns for the Tribal Chief, the spot for the Tribal Chief, and now he is in limbo. I feel like Jey Uso. I mean, this is great for him, but for him and Rhea to be together, it's yeah, he could have come in earlier and saved them, but obviously Judgment Day got the jump on them, and now we have to see what's gonna happen going forward with this storyline between Jay and Rhea, and I mean, it feels weird for some reason. I think someone else could be a better suitable partner for Rhea Ripley um, to be her new boyfriend. I think someone else would be a better spot for Rhea Ripley. It's just for them to even the numbers game, honestly here. So I just don't think Jey Uso is the right person. I'm kind of falling for this storyline. I don't think Jey Uso is the right person.
What if Buddy Murphy came back?
If Buddy Murphy would be the perfect guy. If
And
Buddy
then
Murphy comes,
he'll just have a
that would be
love
perfect.
he and Jay would have a love triangle with Rhea.
Yes. No, 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 no. I want to see Jey Uso win a championship on his own. He needs to win a championship on his own, at least some way, somehow. I mean, but
All right.
it'd be great if WWE signed Buddy Murphy. Let's just
All
say that.
right, so let's move on to the next match. We got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. We got Bianca and Jade defending the titles against Unholy Union, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn in a rematch. It was a great match. Bianca with this side head lock, shot off shoulder block. Dawn runs in. They were taking advantage. It went back and forth. Bianca shoving Dawn into fire, up in the top with Alba. Blind tag from Asa, double power bomb floating press. Belair kicks out, match breaking down, rolling Bianca through. The reverse STO combination, Jade breaks it up. It just went back and forth. Jade tags in, lining Fry, Alba Fire up. Big Boot connects, picking up Alba Fire. Bianca and Jade hitting the Wheelbarrow DDT, the Wheelbarrow German suplex combination on Alba Fire. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill successfully retained their titles, beating Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So, what are your thoughts on this match? I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy.
Oh yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy that they got this, like they got this win. This is exactly the kind of dominance you want to see coming from Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I want to see this is the kind of dominance you want to see coming from these ladies. This is what we miss when they lost that championship to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Let's just say I'll give Alba Fire and Isla Dawn some credit. They took it to the champions. They fought hard to win the championship back after they lost to them the first time, and they did it without any interference whatsoever. So I'll give them credit for that. They fought hard, but it just wasn't enough for them. They obviously were overpowered by Bianca and Jade, um, which makes it really interesting. That kind of makes them one of the more interesting. This kind of makes them one of the more interesting teams now that we're seeing them being used more in the spotlight. Um, so, are we going to see more of them going forward, or is there going to be a new team that's going to be challenging Bianca and Jade for the tag team championships? But this is a great win for Bianca and Jade, because this is actually their legitimate win. It's not a three-way match, not a fatal four-way, it's not a triple threat match. It's just these two teams going at it, and Bianca and Jade came out on top. So I'm glad that they were able to get the win.
All right, and if you guys don't know, I might know who will face Jade and Bianca next. We saw Damage Control confronting Jade and Bianca in the backstage segment. So that's interesting. All the history that excuse me, all that Jade had a history with Damage Control, to be honest, if I was honest with you. But given the history that Bianca had with Damage Control, but now you got Damage Control as a babyface versus a babyface Jade Cargill and Bianca. But for honestly, ever since Damage Control has become a babyface faction, their promos just really look like they're heels. But to be honest, I just don't know. It's weird to see Bianca facing Damage Control, but is the match gonna happen? I don't know. It might, but this time this time it might be different. Instead of Bianca facing a heel Damage Control, she'll be facing a babyface Damage Control. So we have to see what happens. Um,
I was just gonna say, what if Damage Control is not actually a baby face or a heel? What if they're a tweener group? Because
Nope.
um,
It already says online that Dakota Kai, Oscar. I mean, well, not Oscar, but Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky are all faces right now, so they are considered a face faction right now.
well, yeah, I can understand how it is going to be a little weird because they all of a sudden just turned baby face out of nowhere when before they were all brutally attacking Bianca Belair every single chance they got. And before, like 3-4 years
And
ago,
people are
they
and,
were
and
all doing
people
that.
and people are warming up to Damage Control as a babyface. Yeah. When they turned babyface, people were quiet a bit. There was no pop. People didn't realize what was going on. But now people are cheering them during their matches. Every time they're clapping for them now, and then every time Io Sky gets the pin, people are like, there's a huge pop now. Every time Damage Control wins. So.
Well, we'll have to see what's going to happen going forward.
Alright, moving on. We got the legendary. Welcome back. We got the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart returning to WWE, probably as a guest host. But Bret Hart, welcome back. They have announced for, oh yeah, Survivor Series is going to be in Vancouver. There's another Canadian place where it's going to be. You want to go? I'm just.
I wish I
um,
could.
but Brett said this is the place to be, and no one took more pride in becoming not just as a champion, but a Canadian champion, and he did. Canadian champions will take on anybody, never duck a challenge, and have to prove themselves as he did to be the best there. Was there ever be? And then Gunther returns, kind of interrupted him. He said he was about to pour his heart out to one of his childhood series, to thundering boos. So he repeats Brett's taglines, and he went on to disrespect Brett. He said Brett is the best there is, but he's the best there is that ever will be. And he said, business aside, from the bottom of his heart, all the boys know in the back watched Brett growing up, including him. And basically, Sami Zayn gets interrupted. Sami Zayn wants that world title match. So it's like he tells Gunther he's got a lot of nerve talking to this man in the city. By the way, Gunther said that Bret Hart is no longer the best in the world. It says Gunther said he was. So a little disrespect to Bret Hart by Gunther, causing Sami Zayn to criticize Gunther. He said Bret is a Canadian hero and a hero to every single person in the city of Calgary and to the entire generation of wrestlers. Gunther said May hold to the title. Sami Zayn once again tries to challenge Gunther. Gunther tells Bret that he's not in this league, and Sami is far away from being in Bret's league, and his answer remains no. And then Bret Hart goes on and calls Gunther a coward, and that made Gunther try to fight him, and Sami gets in the middle of that, and instead, Sami Zayn and Gunther starts to brawl, ending the segment with Sami standing tall, making Gunther run for it. So that's pretty much the end of the segment. So what are your thoughts on this? And I know you're gonna say Sami doesn't deserve anything.
I'll say this. Maybe Sammy deserves a shot to get the World Heavyweight Championship. But once he wins his World Heavyweight Championship, what's going to be the next step for him? Honestly, where is he? How is he going to shake the World Championship to the next level? Um, I think Sammy can definitely pull off an upset. He's done it before. He can do it again. He's definitely shown he beat Braun Breaker. Um, and I mean, he beat Braun Breaker once. He beat Gunther once. The man has a fighting spirit like none other. Uh, he could definitely pull it off. It's definitely possible. Anything's possible. I mean, even if with Bret Hart in his corner, he's gonna be fighting in for his country, for Canada, and that's gonna be an awesome thing. That's such an awesome feeling to see. Um, but Gunther is the champion. Gunther is not going to be giving up the championship anytime soon. He definitely is going to be taking it to new heights. How far he'll take it, we don't know. But if he takes it as far as he took it when he was the Intercontinental champion, we'll definitely be looking at um, an amazing career for a champion who's a world heavyweight champion. So there's a lot there's to be said, and I gotta say Gunther definitely has to respect the legends more. Gunther has to respect Bret Hart, man. Sami Zayn is right. Gunther definitely, Bret Hart's definitely set the tone for what the WWE is today. Without Bret Hart, we wouldn't see the way it is today. He was definitely the example and standard. The Undertaker stood by, and some of the so many other of the wrestlers. definitely set the tone. So Gunther definitely needs to respect the Legends. Well, I gotta say that.
All right, move on to the next match. We got Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee in a one-on-one match. You know, there's history here in this rivalry. Dominic going one-on-one with Dragon Lee. Dominic Mysterio has his crew ringside, and Dragon Lee had the whole LWO ringside as well. It went back and forth, but chaos happened. JD McDonagh puts Dominic Mysterio on the foot without the referees. I hate when they fucking do that, man. JD McDonagh puts Dominic Mysterio's foot on the bottom rope, and the referee didn't see JD McDonagh doing that, and that's when Rey Mysterio attacks JD on the floor. A brawl breaks up between Judgment Day and LWO with a somersault set on into the crush. Dragon Lee tried to take advantage, but Liv Morgan from behind with a chop block on Dragon. Liv Morgan sneaky, hitting Dragon Lee for the chop block. Dominic Mysterio hitting a 619 connects Dom off the top rope. Thanks to Liv, Dominic Mysterio was able to win by pinfall with a frog splash over Dragon Lee to get the big win. Liv Morgan does it again and helps Dom wins. But I forgot to mention it is official Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley at Bad Blood for the Women's World Title. So second match got announced in this show, so that's gonna be awesome. It was expected. We all know it was gonna happen at Bad Blood. So, but what are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on this match?
Dragon Lee needs to pick up his wins, man. I mean, what Rey Mysterio has three. I said 3 wins against Dominic already. He has 3 wins against Dominic already. So what? If Rey Mysterio can beat Dominic 3 times, then Dragon Lee can beat Dominic 3 or 4 times already. Because he's basically, I'm not gonna say he's a copycat like Rey Mysterio, but he definitely has inspirations of Rey Mysterio. I could definitely think Dragon Lee has the potential to be better than Rey Mysterio because he's such a versatile athlete. Um, but the thing is, he just keeps getting, cheap shotted and and losing because Dominic cheats. Liv Morgan helps him cheat to win. So obviously he needs some sort of backup there. Zelina Vega is handling her own business, so she can't really help out. But he definitely needs to call on another female to help him out with Liv Morgan going forward. Um, I would say I want to see more from Dom. I want to see more from Dragon Lee. We have not seen much of Dragon Lee in the WWE ever since he was in NXT. So I mean, the WWE needs to use Dragon Lee more. We need to see Dragon Lee. I want to see because Dragon Lee is Rey Mysterio's disciple. Dragon Lee definitely needs to take more of the lessons that he learned from Rey Mysterio and put them into practice and definitely utilize what he's learned to, you know, overcome his opponents because Rey Mysterio is definitely using his experience, and Dragon Lee needs to do that too. So
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the next match, we got a six-woman tag team match: Lyra Vicaria and Selena Vega with a mystery partner of their choosing against Pure Fusion Collective, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark. So, the disrespect by Sonya Deville. Lyra Vicaria tried to do his entrance, but then Sonya Deville yelled for the music to get cut during Lyra Vicaria's entrance, and calls her a joke, saying she tries and fails, and this mystery partner is supposed to be scary. They laughed. Their mystery partner is going to get destroyed the same time as they will, and if she wants to step up, she can shoot her shot. So, and then the mystery partner comes and is no other than Calgary, Canada's own Natalia. Natalia teaming up with Selena Vega and Lara Vicaria. And there was no mistake that was going to be Natalia since this Raw was in her hometown of Calgary. But this was a great match. It went back and forth. Vega is still on the wrong side of town as the Heat rolls. Vega had some really bad blood with this whole group because of them injuring her arm. Zoe, Natty tries to go for the sharpshooter, but Shayna and this is towards the end of the match. Shayna and Sonya scrambles to save Zoe. The match breaks down, slingshot, sunset flip, trading near falls, leg picks up, step through, sharpshooter applied. And that's it. The sharpshooters. It was a Natalia sharpshooter on Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville tried to stop, but then Lyra, Vicaria, and Selena Vega intercepted and also did sharpshooter. So we had a triple sharpshooter applied by Lyra, Natalia, and Selena Vega, which will end up being Zoe Stark tapping out. So there you have it. Lyra Vicaria, Natalia, and Selena Vega wins by submission with a sharpshooter with from Natalia on Zoe Stark. So what are your thoughts on this match?
Great pickup win for all the ladies, Natalia, Zelina Vega, um, and Nyla Valkyria. So it's a great pickup win for them all. Um, and it's great for Natalia came back. We have not seen much of Natalia. Natalia has definitely been out of action. She's actually been one of the most consistent wrestlers on the roster. But she hasn't. There was talk that Natalia was going to leave and go. I think she was going to go down to NXT and work with them in NXT because she hasn't really been active in WWE. But the TPP, with Deville, Baszler, and Stark, they lost that match. So there's not much for them. That was unfortunate for them to lose on a triple sharpshooter match right there. I mean, imagine if they all tapped at once. That would have been funny to see. But it is what it is. But it's a great pickup win for all three of them together.
Great, yeah, it's great to see, and we'll see what Natalia does on her return. I just feel like maybe Natalia could be in a title picture or something that maybe I don't know. We'll see. But talking about moving on, talking about the next segment. This is a segment with Drew McIntyre, all happy with his head lifted up after glad what he did last CM Punk last week. He talked about CM Punk saying he's done with him last week and said he's not going to let him try and move on like that after costing him the title 3 times. He said he can live with himself because he ended CM Punk's career. And now he's time to tell what matters around here. Drew McIntyre. He said he's going to go after the world title, and also his first Hollywood movie comes out this week, The Killer's Game. Be sure to check it out, guys. I'm going to go check out this movie. It has Dave Bautista and Drew McIntyre. It's going to be great. And he's afraid he's going to get some bad news that involve Wade Barrett. He said Wade is one of his oldest friends, and they go back decades, and they've been arrested together. And basically, Barrett is the only voice fighting for him. So Wade Barrett was on commentary, and he was really uncomfortable. And basically, Drew McIntyre says that Barrett is the only voice fighting for him as CM Punk hurt, not just him, but the whole business. And he asked Barrett why did he step in the way when it was time to end Punk. Um, Drew McIntyre said he's not angry. He said he's just disappointed, and he goes over to intimidate Wade Barrett standing in front of the announce table and said, but if he does it again, he's not going to be disappointed. He's going to be angry, and he's going to do something about it. So Wade takes off his headset and stands up to step to Drew. And this did not look good until Adam Pearce comes down to defuse the situation. And basically, he tells Drew that CM Punk is not done with Drew. He's well in the hospital, and Drew said he's gonna sign CM Punk's death wish. Adam Pearce makes the announcement. It's gonna be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at Bad Blood. And Adam Pearce said he wants closure in this rivalry. He wants this rivalry to end. And he said that Bad Blood, he's gonna assure Drew to find out peace when it's over, because he knows in his heart it's gonna because at Bad Blood, Adam Pearce said it's gonna be Punk versus McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. So that was great. I kind of knew this was coming. We called it. So Bad Blood is when it's gonna all end, hopefully, because these two hate each other. So hopefully this is when the rivalry ends. But it's gonna be Hell in a Cell between McIntyre and Punk. I can't wait for this. But what are your thoughts on this segment?
I think it's really interesting that finally we see the trilogy. We see the ending of this trilogy, the end of Punk and McIntyre. Like this is gonna end. This is gonna end. Finally, we're gonna see who's gonna be the clear, determinate winner out of this. I mean, Drew McIntyre. If Drew McIntyre gets a chance to, I don't really understand why he's going after Wade, but I kind of understand why he is at the same time because Wade sees that McIntyre is going off the hinge and going after people. He's not respecting Adam Pearce, and he is he is trying to hold back Drew McIntyre from going down this path that he knows that he can't come out of. Honestly, it's just it's kind of I can see that Drew McIntyre is definitely starting a feud with Wade Barrett after he's done with CM Punk. After he's done with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre is going after Wade Barrett. I could definitely say that's going to happen for sure. We're going to see a Barrett McIntyre feud that's coming down the line. This is not going to end very well for McIntyre. Um, I think if he's threatening Wade Barrett might help CM Punk win. But we never know what's going to happen going forward. So that's all I have to say. So it's going to be this stuff's getting really interesting now.
Yeah, it's gonna be intense. So, all right. So, moving on, we got Finn Balor versus Rey Mysterio in a one-on-one match. This is when the Judgment Day got involved in that match earlier with Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio. So, Adam Pearce went on to move on to make this match. It was a pretty good match until Finn Balor, the dickhead he was, it just went back and forth. Rey Mysterio tried to go for the 619 to the midsection, but Finn Balor just locks the Achilles locked into the ropes, and it just wasn't look good. Finn Balor did not release Rey Mysterio. He just had that Achilles locked into the rope. The referee counts and had no choice to call for the bell. Rey Mysterio wins by disqualification when Finn Balor refuses to break a hold in the rope at the referee count. Post match, Finn Balor keeps the hold in for that a long time to beat him before letting him go, and then basically Finn Balor starts beating Rey Mysterio and then hits a drop kick, sending Rey hard into the ring post as he goes to leave. And he hits another drop kick that puts Rey Mysterio to the apron as referee warns Finn out. So Finn just took the fucking cowardly way out. Rey Mysterio defeating Finn Balor by disqualification. What are your thoughts?
Wow. Well, I say Finn Balor sure is pumped to face Damian Priest. So he took out all his rage and malice on Rey Mysterio. Um, just to show, to send a message to Damian Priest, this is what's going to happen to you. Um, because I honestly, here's the thing. I can understand where Finn Balor's coming from, man. Finn Balor definitely he lost his title picture to Seth Rollins because of Damian Priest's interference. And if not for Damian Priest, Finn Balor would be world champion right now. But there's a lot of obviously there's a lot of mixed feelings that Finn Balor has towards Damian Priest for what Damian Priest has done to to him. Um, but honestly, it's unfortunate that Rey Mysterio is the bearer of it. Um, but I mean, obviously, Rey Mysterio is not the same Rey Mysterio as he was back in the past. So he got beat up tonight. What do you got to say?
Yeah, it's all right. So, moving on to the main event match with the Fatal Four Way. This is the WWE Intercontinental Championship number one contenders match. Fatal Four Way, where the winner will face Braun Breaker. Most likely at Bad Blood, we got Braun Strowman, Dragunov, main event Jey Uso, and Pete Dunne. This was just an amazing match. I called it last week. This was going to be a great Fatal Four Way. It went back and forth. It just went back and forth. It was great. This is one of the matches that I only watched a little bit of it. But Strowman was just clearly injured in this match. His state was just not 100%. So I kind of knew that he wasn't probably going to win. And that explains it midway when Braun Strowman was on fire. Um, that's when Braun Strowman shoved everyone out of here. He shoves Pete Dunne, Jey Uso, and then Dragunov. And then he clears the announce table, but out of nowhere, Bronson Reed appears out of nowhere to dive on him off of the timekeeper's barricade. The monster goes clean for the table. Bronson Reed causes Braun Strowman the match. Um, I kind of had a feeling maybe that was going to happen. I don't know. Pete Dunne actually got attacked by Sheamus in this show, so I was maybe hoping maybe Sheamus would return the favor and cause Pete Dunne in this match, but Sheamus didn't show up, so that was a surprise. I thought Sheamus was looking for redemption, unless him attacking Pete Dunne in the backstage area was redemption. But Dragunov and Jey Uso square off, trading punches. Jay ducks the back fist first off the rope for a few times spear. Dunn backs and steal it. Dragunov kicks out. Pete puts the boots to Dragunov, pump handle, Pinter, bitter end block, and then Jay breaks it off. It was a big release power bomb. H bomb connects, and then Jey Uso pretty much breaks it up, and then he goes super kicks. Jey Uso goes up top, and I actually thought that Judgment Day was gonna cost Jey Uso because Jey Uso saved Rhea Ripley and Damon Priest, and I actually thought, does that mean they're gonna cost Jey Uso? Are we actually gonna see Dragunov win? But we have to see. But thankfully, Judgment Day didn't get involved. Jey Uso off the top rope with a Uso splash. Jey Uso defeats Braun Strowman, Pete Dunne, and Dragunov by pinfall. Jey Uso becomes the number one contender to the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It's official. Jey Uso will face Braun Breaker for the IC title, and that's most likely going to happen at Bad Blood. So, what are your thoughts on this match?
I'll say that I was kind of expecting Jey Uso to. I mean, I'm happy that Jey Uso won. I thought Dragunov would be a good candidate. Dragunov's facing Braun Breaker. It would make more sense for Dragunov to win because Dragunov definitely has some history, some history with Braun Breaker, some unfinished business he needs to handle with him. Um, Braun Strowman has the opportunity to face Braun Breaker, but Braun Strowman is he's dealing with, you know, um, uh, he's dealing with with his problems right now. So it kind of makes sense. Jey Uso is the one that challenges um, Braun Breaker for the championship. We're gonna have to see how he does and how things go on. Um, So we have to see what's going to happen going forward. So
Yeah, and you always say that Jey Uso should get a singles run and it's like a championship, but we all
he
know
needs it.
that we all
He
know that Braun Breaker is gonna win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he still needs to get a singles run. He has not had a singles run ever since he left the Bloodline. He's lost every single singles championship match that he's qualified for. How many more times is he going to qualify for something? He has to qualify for something.
Yeah, it's a tough decision, but I think they're gonna add that match next week. I think next week, Braun Breaker and Jay are gonna have a promo, and then they're gonna make the match official to Bad Blood because they even said it before the tournament start. Most likely, it's gonna happen at Bad Blood. I like to see that. But anyways, that would do it for our Monday Night Raw broadcast. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. In terms of grading, this was a great show. I loved it, so I'm giving this an A minus. How about you?
I'll give it
Hey,
an A.
all right.
Yeah.
So that would do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe, check out my channel, check out Canadian Yorker's channel. The link will be in the description, as well as our WWE Wrestling Bros channel, which will also be in the description of this video. And yes, we will see you guys next time for our next broadcast. My name is Bruin Steele. This is King Yorker, and we are out of here. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Good night.